I am going to just work a little bit with random numbers. So if I want to print a number between, let's say, 1 and 10, but have it as a random number, I'm going to go print and then type in random. But can you see that it's underlined in red? Doesn't really recognize this. But now watch what happens if we import random. So we're going to import this random number command, and that's going to be imported from our Python program which we downloaded. So here we're working in PyCharm, right? This is where we write the code, and when we execute it, it appears down the bottom. But the other thing we downloaded was python.org. Now that holds a whole bunch of stuff which we can actually import from into the PyCharm. So now watch what happens if I put print, open bracket, and I type in random. So we are going to put a little dot after it, and can you see we have a whole bunch of good stuff we can choose from. So this randint is a random integer. Now remember, an integer is a whole number like 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we put 1, 10, okay, and let's have a little look. We're going to run this program. Now this is called, the file is called random, but up here in the drop down quick menu I don't see random because I opened up a new file. I need to go to the top menu, run, and run the random. Okay, and when I do that, if we look at the bottom, look, there's 4. So we imported random, which is a tool from Python. We imported it into this PyCharm, and then we asked the computer to print out a random integer between 1 and 10, and it printed out 4. Let's go and run it again to see what happens. And it's printed out 9. We'll run it again to see what happens. It's 6, so it's choosing each time a random number between 1 and 10. Now we could change that to 1 and 50. Okay, and each time it's producing a random number between 1 and 50. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this number here, instead of printing this, I'm going to actually call this a variable. So I'm going to call this secret underscore number equals. All right, so now I am going to print secret underscore number. Now you might think, well, what's the point of that? Because it's just going to print out a random number between 1 and 50.